episode 7 from EPIX, the Colony House finally got ran through.
It's got run through. And it was kind of like I was saying, remember when we were watching that and I said, I think it was episode 6 or 5, and I was like, this whole commune situation is not a good idea. There are too many people in this house, which leaves too much room for error for people to get like lonely, and because we know these monsters will communicate with you, and they all take the form of somebody familiar, right?
Exactly.
So
it finally went down.
Yeah,
it finally went down.
He thought he was gonna get some. I don't know, but he opened that door, and she was like, "I can finally touch you."
Crazy. But let's do a quick recap and just talk a little bit about the episode. And we got a lot of good information here, and I think they're really starting to unravel the mysteries associated with this show.
What's going on?
Yeah, you have a lot of people asking questions and really trying to figure things out. Some of the things that kind of stood out when you talk about people asking questions and wondering what's going on is we have our main character starting to wonder, like, there's no electricity. There is no copper or any wires in the outlets or anything like that. How are we getting electricity?
And it was interesting. It takes the newcomer Jude for him to be like,
yeah, why
are you guys so complacent and living in this alternate pocket universe? Like, what is going on? And so it gets the dad, Jim, thinking about, oh, yeah, I'm looking at the wires of this lamp. There are no wires. And then it spills over to Tabitha deciding to dig a hole in the basement.
And the thing about it was, in episodes maybe 2, 3, and 4, I was always wondering, like, where are they getting electricity from? Where are they getting water from? Because one of the things that I found interesting about the lighting about this whole show is I haven't seen too many shows like this where they have, in almost all the scenes, they'll have like 5 or 6 lights just on for you to see them. And like, to me, it was almost like them subtly telling you like,
not right.
Why are these lights on? And it's like every single scene there's like 50 lights on. I'm like, where are they getting electricity from?
And it was at the revelation of when Tabitha thought about, like, are we dead? Because instantly I'm watching this and I'm thinking to myself, are they dead? Just from previous things that we've watched before, like, okay, they're either dead, they're in purgatory, this is some type of
punishment,
alternate universe, or some punishment to teach them something, or whatever. And so, of course, those things are going on in my head, but it's like, and it's also weird because everybody is way too complacent.
Way too complacent. And it takes, those new characters to ask the questions. And even one of my favorite characters in there, the wealthy billionaire who just sold his company. Like, he's like the funniest dude to be like,
no.
He's like, I'm not giving up. You guys are crazy.
Drinking your potato vodka.
Yeah. and he's asking all of these questions.
And people think he's crazy. Like,
exactly.
Something's wrong with him for asking these questions. And that's why I think some of these people in this town might be in on it.
That's an interesting theory.
That's one theory I have. Some people are in it and they're just in it. I don't know if it's because, like Kenny, the deputy, I don't know if he's been there so long that he thinks like, this is just the way it is. I've seen too many people die. I don't want to risk anything. Because he was really upset when Boyd was trying to go take the talisman and sit in the woods, right?
Exactly.
His idea was, okay, I'm getting Parkinson's. I'm getting sick. I want to figure out
how to get out of here.
What is going on? How to get out of here for these people before I die.
And want to help these people.
Yeah.
And like I said, this episode to me was really a lot of people asking questions. Finally, people starting to do the things that I'm like, what is taking y'all so long to get so upset, so angry that you start to try to change the situation? And then, so one of the things that we have going on is the building of this antenna. And we have that whole bonding moment where
Jim and Boyd,
are like scrapping materials from vehicles and cars so that they can create this giant antenna to try to communicate with the outside world, which was really interesting. And then we saw some things happen with that where he was able to see these dead bodies hanging, but they weren't just dead bodies.
They were Civil War veterans,
indicating that this could be something that has gone on for decades, centuries, a really long time.
Also, too, because Victor in his cans of peaches. Victor, initially, if you pay attention to episode, I think it was 4 or 5, where he's the kid who comes out of the cellar with the lunchbox.
Yep. And there's a talk about him, and he's in the picture.
He's in the picture with the lunchbox.
And one of the, So he's been around for quite a while as well.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things stirring.
Also, too, Patrick, I think another theory that I have is that, you know how the map shows that they all came from different places and they all saw the tree? I think maybe they might have all come from different times.
It's possible. Like, I can't wait to see how they're going to end this. And I've been trying to do research. One of the other things that's been interesting about this is, for this show to be as good as I think it is, I just don't see a lot of people talking about it. Because I've been trying to see, like, is this going to be something that is one season? Or is it going to be multiple seasons? Because I'm just trying to figure out how are they going to wrap up all of these loose ends.
And the writing is really, really good. And they've done a good job with pacing and building the tension throughout the episode. It doesn't drag. Do you have any more theories? I mentioned the time thing.
We can't give them all the theories just now. I want to talk about Covenant House.
Oh my God.
I want to talk about Covenant. And this is the thing. When they even showed us that there was a Covenant House and they were divided from the townspeople in the Covenant House, and they allowed their daughter to decide to go to this home, which we'll talk about in a whole nother video, because that makes me so angry. I'm just like, to me, the Covenant House was the ultimate setup for failure to occur. Even though there is ran by this strict woman, I don't even remember her name. She's so strict, and she's kind of.
I think her name is Donna.
There you go. Donna. She's running the house. They have the windows boarded up and stuff. The thing about these demons or whatever they are, these spirits, is that they're always able to prey on the weakest individual and catch them at their weakest point to convince them to open the door or open the window. And when you have the Covenant House like this, where you have dozens of people living in one location, you have to believe
that somebody is going to slip up. And remember, if you remember the episode back when Julie found the flowers outside, the guy has been putting flowers out there for that demon for a long time, just to get her to communicate with him. So he's lonely inside of that house, and he's gonna find, again, he is the weakest link apparently, because he's communicating with this monster, and he knows that it's a monster, right? And this is gonna bring me to another theory I have, but we're not talking about all our theories. But it just to me, it just dawned on me, like, there's too many people in this house. So
way too many people, and just really making you wonder, like, what was the thought process behind it. And I'm still also waiting for an explanation why they even had to be separated in the first place.
Right.
And maybe that's something that we'll get.
And then why you can't change your choice.
Change your choice. Yeah, very, very interesting stuff.
So you mean to tell me you allowed a minor to come live in this house, even as the leader, Donna, to say she made her choice and she's coming to live? That is weird. Yeah. And then even, so let's quickly talk about, I want to talk about how the demon got in the house, but then I also want to talk about that character, this, what's the young lady's name that, what you call this boy, girlfriend? Fatima Ellis. Because something about her just rubs me the wrong way, and we'll talk about that in a second. So anyway, the demon convinces the man to let her in. He opens the window. Oh, will you be the only one to come in? Yeah, I'll just be the only one. And he lets this damn demon in the house. And the demon comes in, tongues him up a little bit, scratches his back, and not in a good way. Oh God!
and kills him. And
then she wipes her mouth and she goes and opens the window, and you see this very horrifying shot of all of these people coming, and they're not people, they're demons, but they're dressed like regular people coming out of the woods.
Just coming over.
It's just so
creepy.
Eerie.
It's creepy and eerie.
Because it's about to go down. Because it's not just 1 or 2 or 5 coming in. It's like so many. Whole one for each person.
And how they move so like slowly. It's like just build up that anticipation. So they come in the house and they're just kicking ass, really, killing everybody in the house. And this leads me to like just one of the things I was like, what is this Donna woman doing?
What is the exit strategy? There's
The
no
worst
plan?
exit strategy in the world.
So you mean to tell me you've got a house